everyone wants to become rich. They want to be an investor and make money from the markets. This is what is on everyone's mind these days, especially after the pandemic and seeing a lot of finance content. And I was in a similar boat like you. And I went ahead and bought Ishmohit's or SOIC's course. And this is my full review and whether you should buy this course or not. So let's begin. I have divided this video into different parts and each of it is put in the timeline as below, so you can feel free to skip around the chapters. The first point I want to discuss is to why I bought this course in the first place. So this is a small story back around 2020 end. So I really just had gotten into learning about stocks, researching about companies, learning about industries, and that is when around I came across SOIC on Twitter, and that led me to their YouTube channel. And I remember one of their very first videos was their variant perception framework, and I think the Tata consumer products video. And I can tell you I was hooked. And at that time they had like very few subscribers, probably like 7-8k or 10k subscribers only. And I binge watched all their YouTube videos, and let me tell you, they don't make small or short duration videos. Their videos really go long, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes even. And I just fell in love with what he was teaching and the way Ishmohit was communicating, learning about investing. And I would say as a teacher, he's why I got into investing seriously, like learning with the intent, with the focus. He has this magical ability as per me that can, make you really determined to learn something. And I watched all of his videos, and then I saw that he had a chemical sectoral webinar, and I really wanted to learn about specialty chemicals then. So I think I paid some money for that recording of the webinar, and then I went ahead and thought, why am I not buying the full course? And at that time it was around, I think 10,000 rupees around, and I emailed them and asked for a discount since I was a student back then. And I got some discount, and I bought that course. And fortunately now I think the system has changed. I am a lifetime member of their course, so in my dashboard also I can see that I have subscription for the next 5 years. So if you go and buy that course today, it's a little different. They have added a lot more value, and I think the subscription is yearly. So I had this was my why. I was really looking into his content, and I really loved the way he was teaching about investing, and I felt that I would derive a lot of value from this course. Second, let's talk about the course structure as well, and I will put a screenshot around here. So the entire course is structured around 5 to 6 different levels, which go right away from zero or like the beginner level of building basic financial literacy, planning your finances, insurance, emergency funds, and everything of those nature. And then it goes into learning about investing, and by investing I mean basics, fundamentals that was taught in the course. So you learn about balance sheet, cash flow, and how do you find fraud companies. There are some particular metrics that you look at. I won't reveal them in the video obviously, but they tell you what the specific metrics are that would let you know that the company is trying to do something fishy. And the best part about everything is that it is filled with case studies through and through. Like there are multiple examples of this entire vault of case studies that Ishmohit tells you about and shows you on screen, like the documents that were filed with the exchanges and whatnot. Then you go into finding out valuations, then you go about funding into technical analysis, and then you also go into becoming a sectoral webinar and finding your own stocks. So being able to filter and find stocks on your own. So this is like the broad-based entire course overview, and I feel that this is very well primed in terms of going from say zero or a very beginner level right up to an advanced level where you can manage your own portfolio, take calls, and position size, and know when to exit something, whether it's a particular index or it's a particular stock, or even if it's a mutual fund. And through the course is filled with examples, which I feel is really great. Now let's come to the review of the course, of how I felt as a student who took this course. And the first thing I would like to tell you that the content is immense. So I remember back when I took this course in 2021, I think March or April, I completed the course, and since then I had to retake the course like 3 to 4 times because so much more content was added with time. Earlier there was no technical analysis or technical charts that were being incorporated. There was nothing particular about filtering stocks and all, not international stocks. So with time, the SOIC team has been able to deliver, and I find that this is one of the best things why their course feels valuable, because I know that they're going to keep on adding value. I have not purchased any other stock market courses, so I don't know how do they operate, but I really love that they have been able to add value consistently. The second point on my personal take as a student of the course was that I love that they're themselves doing what they're preaching. So they're not just saying it out loud, they're also doing it on their own, and they also maintain their own portfolios. I think they recently launched their own research desk, but I don't have the means to subscribe to that right now. But still, they do really great work on actually finding companies, so they are updating everything. So every quarter that goes by, they'll do a review where they'll tell you what were the most interesting con calls or the interesting insights that they derived. So I really love that you are learning from somebody who's doing it on ground. And since they are no institution, they are retail investors just like you and I felt much more relatable in terms of how do I manage my money, how do I enter a stock or exit it, how do I gather information. And to that front is my third point, that they really put in a lot of good information, and that is really up to date. And I would like to here mention a bonus point that they have a Telegram channel wherein they tell, like they post a lot of updates. So sometimes the group might update like 5, 10, 20 times a day. It's a broadcast group, so members cannot communicate amongst each other. But it was really great that Ishmohit puts, or their team puts, a lot of content on the latest happening. So if they are holding a company, say for example anybody, I'm not going to take names here, but if there's some recent development, some exchange filing or some technical chart or some buying volume, they will update it, and then they will tell you to keep it as a mental case study in your own mind. And I feel that is the biggest value add, because it's not just, they're not hand holding me and like they're not feeding me like buy this stock, sell this stock. They're helping me to develop my own thinking, and as they say, right, they're teaching me how to fish. And along with that, I also love that they themselves are practicing that thing. Their research material is in depth, and even if you want just free content, look at their videos, man. I mean, it's like out of the park. Even book reviews that they do are like miles ahead of anybody else that I'm seeing in the YouTube ecosystem as of now. And I love that their focus is majorly on investing, and they're not trying to do too much in terms of taxes also, and mutual funds also, or say cryptocurrency also. They just touch upon those so that you have the knowledge, but their focus is on equity investing and being able to get a good returns on the portfolio that you're developing. Now, having said all these good things, number one, I would like to tell you this is not a sponsored video. I'm just making this out of my own goodwill. I made a similar course review of How to YouTube by Ankur Wariku on my channel, and it was really fantastic to see that Ankur himself replied to that video. I'm just sharing this because I feel that SOIC is doing really good work, and I did spend my money, and I would want to put this video for somebody who was thinking about getting that course or wanting to know how the experience was like. And to that end, I would also like to point a negative thing or a feedback to the team as well, is that they're not a lot consistent with what they're trying to do. So I remember that they started their newsletter, I think only for the paid tribe members. They published like 2 or 3 issues, and then that stopped. And there have been a few more instances where they promise something new, something that they're adding, and then that gets axed in no time. It's a little difficult to see the consistency in what they're trying to do. However, when you look back at the entire course and whatnot, then everything makes a lot of sense. But at that point in time, it feels really up and down. Like they had an investor journal, but I don't know if you can buy it again. And then they have sessions that they again charge for. So I get that they have to host the venue and whatnot, so that I can agree. But still, there are points wherein they might charge you more money where something is concerned, some kind of an event. And I would say there's no particular special tribe discount that I remember of. That being said, the last good thing I would say is like their updating of the catalog with their webinars, especially with other investors in the community, is really a value add. You learn a lot from different perspectives, and people you would just read the tweets of, or just read blog articles of, you get a lot more insight from them. That being said, let's segment into the last part, whether you should get this particular course or not. And I would put a very simple algebraic equation. If you have a portfolio of say more than 5 to 6 lakh rupees invested into the markets, mutual fund or stock does not matter, I think you should go ahead and purchase this course, because it will help you understand the basics, understand what you're doing in this entire game, so that it's not just a one-trick pony that you made money once in an up cycle and then you lose it all in the down cycle. It will help you arm yourself to know what decisions you have to take and when you have to take them. And not just that, since the Telegram group and the course is being updated, you're also much more aware of the recent ongoings that is happening. So I would say if you have that big of a portfolio, you can spend this money, add the knowledge, and if you can make a few adjustments, I am pretty sure you can like make more money than the money you invest in the course within like less than a year, like easily. I have done that myself. I have made I would say more money because of my mutual fund and direct stock investments from what I have learned from the course. And I've taken those learnings and applied it, and I felt I've derived a lot of massive value. And that is also a part of the reason why I'm making this video. And if you want to know other the Ankur Wariku's course review, here is the video right here. You can go ahead and watch that one next, and I'll see you soon.